Hey folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. Special last PlayStation got cut short because my computer was acting up edition on the MysteriousJG. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that in the last video we accepted a hunt from one of these, in quotation marks, noble savage guys. But I went into the next video where we actually got real honest-to-God voice acting, but about 2.5 minutes in, I noticed there was some severe weirdness with lagging, and I just kind of abandoned it and ended up abandoning the session. So I'm going to possibly repeat one or two things here. The Great Warchief's ahead, will you meet with him? No. Because I don't 100% remember that we did... I know I came back behind the building and peeked into a treasure chest, if nothing else. And that was lost to the winds of time. We got a pheasant Netsuke. Yeah, okay, so I do remember acquiring this item because it increases the potency of restorative items. Whereas there's another item with a similar but different name which reverses the effect of such items, which I'm looking forward to getting because it means that remedies become something that inflicts all status ailments, because you get to use items on enemies in this game as well. Ah, Ayum child, I'm surprised to see you here. This hill is called the Elder Knoll. Here does the great chief hold council with the other elders. We Gareth welcome outsiders to our village, but few are they who are allowed here. It must be on important business indeed. And it occurs to me as I talked to this guy randomly, you know, I encountered a race of turtle-worshipping people in Red Dead Redemption 2 and fought a giant turtle gill snapper boss in this game within, like, you know, my LPing recording of a single weekend, and I never on screen made reference to Gamera. So, kind of surprising. Gamera's really neat. He's made of turtle meat. We've been eating Gamera. So, maybe I already talked to you, maybe I didn't. Human child, as most usual, seem quite burly for one so young, and your outfit is allowing me to see your musculature quite well. We are old here, and you may find our village lacks the excitement you crave, but sometimes it is better to move slowly. I wonder what these guys actually look like when they're not wearing those helmets. Oh well. Pretty sure we already talked to you guys in the last video, but just to be on the safe side, you have seen the bill posted for Enceladus. I wonder what kind of person will come, but never did I expect. Oh, you know what? I think we did see him in the last video, but it was after I saved. Okay, so I'm going to zip through this. Yeah, so I'm glad I talked to him again, even if we already did this conversation, but Warrior Simu knows much of this creature. It's pretty sweet. It's rich Madisai vein near the village. Did you know this? Did you know? It's an important, very holy place to us. They steal power from the Earth. Earth is going to take it back. The Earth is going to kick your ass, Empire. You guys are in trouble. Now, will you meet with the War Chief? He's voice acted. We sure will. Hi, I was told that your masks could cover my midriff and shoulders. So, because my niece saw it in a grocery store and really wanted it, my mom bought her something that's called a dragon fruit, which that is reminding me of. It is yellow and kind of spiny, and when you cut it in half, it looks absolutely disgusting inside. So, I just thought I would say something now and pause the game before it's stuck in my head for this entire cinematic.
This nethicite, you have used it.
Got marks all over it.
It was not I who used it.
Did you clean it when you were done?
I hoped you could show me how. Thus I've come.
I didn't mean to, but the new seat covers.
You do not know the workings of the stone.
They're not that complicated.
We are no different.
What?
Ooh.
In ages past, the gods made a gift of nethicite to my people.
In days of old, one knife for
But
bold and toilets
the
needed
manner of its
cleaning.
use eluded us. Displeased by our failure, the gods took back their stones.
Well, and they took all land and gave it to
They
white
chose
people.
instead to give them to a Yum king. Called the Dynast King, he used the nethicite's power to bring peace to a troubled time.
By killing everyone who didn't agree with him.
It is a curious thing. Though the blood of King Wraithwolf flow through your veins, you cannot wield nethicite.
He would be ashamed of you.
Cannot wield it. So then, am I to understand you can't
Did I
tell me how
stutter?
to use the stone?
Though it shame me so to admit, here before me stands a descendant of the Dynast King himself.
Can't you see it in my face?
And I can accord her no help at all.
As much as I'd love to help the
Still,
descendant of the guy who
even if
conquered
you
my
knew how to
people, I
use the
guess.
nethicite, you would find it of small avail. The mist collected in the stone over ages past is lost, and with it, the stone's power.
It's
It will
jaded,
be your
baited,
posterity
baited,
who
jaded,
wield
baited
the stone in
Mandarin.
ages yet to come.
Boy, she better start having kids then. I can help with that.
This stone is devoid of power,
Like you.
empty, yet full of thirst. A terrible longing to drink the world dry. The power of men and of magic, of good and of evil.
Everywhere and nowhere.
It is often those who desire nethicite whom the nethicite itself desires.
Which is nice because they hook up. They kind of complete each other, you know? Oh, what? Come on, man. Hey, what's up? I see you came with no Imperial escort whatsoever through the dangerous zones that it took our armed party of 3 to fight through. And they sacrificed Larsa to their pagan gods in order to learn how to use nethicite.
To Baromises.
I say we ought leave tomorrow.
I'd say we
I
ought
was
not.
going to wait for my escort to return, but meeting you here has presented a great opportunity.
To ditch them.
This terrible war can be stopped, but I will need your help to do so.
A war?
I'm trying to start a
You know
war.
the Marquis Ondor leads a group of insurgents. Your pardon. He leads a large resistance force against the Empire. Lady Ash, neither of our countries can afford this now.
You need to
The
submit to
Rosarian
us
Empire
willingly.
would stir. They would aid the resistance and use this aid as a pretext to declare war on Arcadia. And Arcadia would have no choice but to answer.
Oh, proxy wars. Yeah, I get it.
Lady Ash, let us go to Ber Omases. With the blessing of his grace, the Grand Kiltius Anastasis, you may rightly
You
wear
made
your
that up.
crown and declare the restoration of the kingdom of Dalmasca.
As a
As
queendom.
queen, you can call for peace between the Empire and Dalmasca.
And get
stop
ignored.
Marquis Ondor.
For peace? How dare you say that? The Empire attacked us, stole all we hold dear.
Slap
And
'em.
you would have me save them from war?
Dalmasca would be the battlefield. What if nethicite were used on Rabanasta? You know my brother would do this.
He'd be into it, actually.
Forgive me. I presumed overmuch.
I believe Dondor's
I can think of
lies.
no other way to avoid bloodshed. If you cannot trust me, then please take me as your hostage.
Well, I was going to do that anyway. What would you do, dead boyfriend?
Hustler.
Would you start a war that would destroy our country? Over
You saw
pride?
him, didn't you? Like at the king's tomb.
That was me.
So you did see him too.
I got this cool trick where I'll flash a flashlight through like a special lantern with some, cloth over it, and just like Scooby-Doo, I can create spooky ghosts.
But why?
Why not?
It's strange.
How strange was it?
Before, I didn't even know what you looked like.
I thought you'd look a little more like Yuna.
And the prince? I barely knew there was a prince. Who knows? Maybe the person I saw was my brother.
Bosch told me about him.
Said he was way better than you, even though he got
He
killed in the
enlisted
tutorial.
right at the end. But for what? He knew he couldn't win.
Not fighting for you.
To protect something.
Me?
How can he protect anything when he's dead? Was it different for Prince Rastler? Did that make sense? Hating the Empire, getting revenge, it's all I ever thought about. But I never did anything about it.
I thought he wanted to be a sky pirate.
I realized there was nothing I could do.
Oh, okay.
It made me feel hollow. Alone.
Flat.
And
Lifeless.
I'd miss my brother. I'd say stuff like, I'm gonna be a sky pirate.
But
or
really, I
some
just
stupid
wanted
thing.
brutal
Just
revenge.
anything to keep my mind off it.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't want to be a sky pirate. He just wants brutal, bloody revenge.
I was running away.
A man can spend his
I
whole
needed
life
to get
running.
away from his death. That's why I followed you.
Wait, what? We're following her?
You know what? I'm through with it. I'm through running. I'm ready to find my purpose.
And that's not
To
involved
find some
following
real
you.
answers. Some reasons.
Is he telling her he's
If I stick
ditching
with
her?
you, I think I will.
Okay, he's just explaining why he's still hanging around.
I wish I knew.
A way to get you out
I'll
of my
find
party. So that's probably the most deep, meaningful conversation Ash and Van ever have. But yeah, there is this ongoing thing where his dead brother, looks a lot like the prince. Who is, of course, Amelia's dead husband. Like, they got married and he died, like, right
I will
afterwards.
accompany you to Mount Baromises.
Yeah, you'll be my
I
prisoner,
had
of
hoped you'd
course.
say yes. I'm glad.
My heart is not set. I still have questions.
Like, where is the
I hope
Imperial
to
Guard
find
that's supposed to be
answers along
keeping
the
an eye
way.
on you?
I had other reason to invite you. There is someone I'd like you to meet waiting on Baromises.
Who is that?
An enemy. And an ally also.
His name is Fred.
You will just have to wait and see for yourself.
Fred Burrows.
That Larsa likes his secrets.
He does not mean ill by it.
I didn't say he did. Shut
It's
up.
not bad. At least for an Imperial.
He's just drawn that way. Anyways. Isn't Pinello the one who's supposed to... that Larsa's supposed to like, or...
Holy Mount Baromises stands at the northern end of the Jagd Remuda.
I already knew
Once
that.
we're
I
in
didn't
Jagd,
ask
we
you.
need not fear pursuit by their airships.
Don't get your hopes up. You remember the Leviathan sailed straight over the Jagd right up to Wraithel's tomb. Skystone that works even in Jagd. You know, Nethersight's behind it. No
Oh.
wonder they're so keen on this
I
stuff.
guess we're supposed to know what Jagd is, huh?
And what is it you're after, Balthier?
And what happened to that airship that you used to own?
Why?
Worried I'm out to steal the Nethersight, eh? Can't say I'm unaccustomed to people doubting my intentions.
I'll probably bring it on
Nothing could
myself
be
by
further from
introducing
my
myself as a
Shall I
pirate.
swear by your sword or some such?
Swear by my
Apologies.
midriff.
But I needed to know where you stand. Her Majesty depends on you.
It's nice that we now
You
know
seem
that
to
Bosch
have
has
an
an any
interest in the
belly
stone.
button.
I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
I don't listen to him. He's full of shit. And Larsa joins as a guest. Now I need to put some real thought into whether we go back and fight that optional boss now that we've got an extra spellcaster. So you will leave? Good. Get out. Take this as a token of our parting. Hey, recursive crossbow and onion bolts. If you would ride a chocobo, you may. I have spoken with the Moogle. She will not charge you for your first use of the chocobos. Wow, that's incredible. That the power of the Warchief is such that we can get one free chocobo ride. But I forgot he's the Warchief, not the High Chief Peter Mafia, so he should be saying, take care on the road ahead. Should it lead back to our land, you are welcome guests. Spirits of the land watch over you. An inspiring leader. Alright, well. We've got a new hunt to work on. We've got defense of the Osmone Plain. Hunt accepted. Oh, and we can get there, I think. And other than a little bit of the very intro screen, we got everything. And what is this other one that's not complete? Report to Nanau in the city glade on Giza Plains. But they're not there. I guess we gotta wait for the dry season. So we really only have one hunt to pursue and an optional boss fight to get another Esper, I believe. And we got Larsa as our guest. Here we see a fuller portrait of him. That's nice. He's got no status effects. We can neither examine nor alter his equipment. Whatever. Mount Baramases should be in eastern Kurwan. Well, where the hell is Kurwan? Now, this probably means, I guess, Golmore Jungle might suddenly actually go somewhere now. But let's, I don't think it does us any good to look at the world map and see. Okay, yeah, it is out somewhere east of Golmore Jungle. So, yeah, whatever those, maybe when we get to those weird magical things in the jungle, Larsa will suddenly be able to remove them, and that'll be some explanation as to why they're there. Better than we've gotten up to this point, anyway. I have to think really hard about whether I want to take a crack at this Esper that's in Zeltania Cavern. Because I did briefly glance at something which suggested it's weak against lightning, and does it say it's weak against lightning or it uses lightning? I think it uses lightning. But, yeah, like, in order to actually beat it, we're at a high enough level that we should be able to fight it. But then again, that can be deceptive in this game, because if you're at level 34, but you're not supposed to be there until later in the game, anybody with a fact based on your level might assume you've got equipment that's available from a later period of the game than the one you're actually in. Anyway. Not that we're running into a lot of difficulty here, but, nah, forget it. I'm not going to bother stealing from any of these guys. We're not running into a lot of difficulty with the enemies in this zone. But, if we did, having Larsa in our party is just basically an extra healer at this point. You can see he's, even at level 36, he's got not a lot of hit points compared to any of our party members. Because he doesn't have a dual job license board. Oh, I'm kind of going the long way around here. Without having really meant to. Man, snakes are coming out all over the place. It's like we're on a plane or something. I got the washing machine running in the background. Hopefully that's not too loud, but... One little bit of a cheat that I did pick up from the reading a little bit about that optional boss, whatever he's called, is that you can move around within the room he's in. It's a fairly large boss fight area, and if you move to a higher altitude location in that same room, the undead enemies don't spawn quite so much. And that might be worth bearing in mind when trying to have a prolonged boss fight. Because I don't think they did so little damage that I could ignore them completely. Oh, Larsa. We'll deal with the enemies. You just periodically cast Cure. Probably find out a little bit about this mark that we're going to go hunt. Well, this is number 11. I think this one's probably the most difficult of them so far. And Enceladus is trampling precious medicinal herbs. Yeah, this shouldn't be as difficult as the Gill Snapper. Woo! Everybody wants to know one thing. What's causing all this? Woo! Is she using a sword which is inflicting the slow status? No. Somebody was inflicting slow just with an attack. Maybe it's Larsa's got something. What does the recursive crossbow do? It doesn't add anything. Oh, you know what? The ammo might be doing it. Yeah. Long bolts. So I'm occasionally adding slow and occasionally adding silence with attacks. And we silenced it before it died so it couldn't make a noise. It was a stealth kill. We got a really high chain level now, so we can get slightly better treasure. Wow, I'm really proud of you guys for not hitting that trap, because I really thought you were going to. Alright, I think we're all reasonably full health. Nobody's completely maxed out, but nobody's in really bad shape. Ash is about 500 points short of being topped off. Well, now we'll find out if we can even bring Larsa along to this battle, because it sounds like we're already going to have a guest combatant, because we're going to meet somebody from the tribe down here. We're in the right place, right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually managing to kill enough of these guys in a row. I might get up to the next highest level of loots. Oh no. Thought we were going to meet somebody here who's going to tell us the secret of how to get over into a whole new zone of combat adventure. Does not seem to be happening. It's definitely one of those games where if you just do purely the plot and ignore all side stuff, it's can be a much shorter game. it would be found there, or it would be if a certain monster hadn't scared into hiding. Where Semu is said to know more. Wow, shoot. There's somebody I was supposed to talk to before I came here. I guess we're gonna go back to town. Ah, well. A certain enemy has scared the monster, which doesn't make it sound like the monster is that intimidating, now does it? Alright, let's use turbo speed to flee back to town. Oh, was that the way back to town? Yes, it was. I guess we're just fighting a bunch of stuff because that's just as fast as fleeing now. Okay, I've officially lost track where I am. Alright, I was going in the right general direction. We're going to ignore those two. There we go. Again, this kind of like, oh, I should have talked to somebody before I left town mistake doesn't feel like that big of a deal when you've got the ability to speed things up. So let's see if I can figure out who Warrior Sfu is. A little chat with him might see us through to the end of this video. I wanted to thank you again for the neat items. Mount Baramase is far to the east. If you're a long journey. Wait, something about doom? Walk softly, for foolhardiness lies doom. If you get yourself killed, you won't be the best. Okay. A bunch of these guys got names. Even though some of them are just named Herder. Oh, it's you. You ask of the Encalados. Ah, yes, this is the mark. Now I recall. It can be found in the east of the Osmone Plain in a place called the Shred, but going and finding are two different things. First, you must know the included to test the creatures known as the Wu. To lure it out, you must first rid the area of these Wu. Once all the Wu are slain, depart a while. In a short time, the Encalados will soon appear. Well, I feel like that's pretty close to what we did, but okay. Alright, guys. I'm going to call it a video there. When we come back, this time we'll go there, we'll kill all the Wu, and we'll leave. We'll come back. I'm MysteriousJG. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.